All right, so the scene opens on this grand military assembly. Some old bigwig is appointing a new commander, and the soldiers are shook. But check out this hooded figure in the corner. Yup, he's definitely up to no good. You can just feel the tension brewing. And BM, the drama kicks off immediately. The new commander comes face to face with someone from his past, and the guy is absolutely floored. You're still alive? The feels are hitting hard, man. Our new commander is literally crying but trying to play it cool, telling the other guy to get lost. Talk about complicated history. Back to the official business, the roll call is getting heated. This general is practically screaming with excitement to get his appointment. Look at these guys, all fired up and ready for war. The hype is real. After some more appointments, our boy finally makes his grand entrance. I am here, he declares. But you won't believe what they assign him. Chief of Logistics. Logistics. Look at his face, he's so unimpressed. But the general doesn't care, and with a final set OFF, the campaign begins. Our boy's got a boring job, but we know he won't stay in the background for long. Meanwhile, one of the commanders, Dasheng, is making a dramatic vow to the prince. I won't return until we win. Total hero moment. His brother's worried sick, but Dasheng is all confidence. He survived for the past 5 years. What's one more war? And man, look at the size of that army. This is going to be epic. A little while into the march, and our boy is already bored out of his mind, just casually snacking. A general comes over, probably amused, and asks him, "So, kid, what do you think of our army?" Little does he know, he's talking to a reincarnated martial emperor. The general starts lecturing him. Just meh? Sheltered kids have no life experience. He goes on and on about killing intent that only comes from life or death battles. Look at our boy's face, though. He's just like, okay, boomer, I got it. The disrespect is hilarious because this general has no idea who he's talking to. And this is where our boy drops the bomb. He points at the massive army and makes a wild claim. In 10 days, my 2,000 student soldiers will have more killing intent than your 4 million veterans. The general just laughs, calling him arrogant. So our boy doubles down. I'll make a military oath. If I lose, you can use my head as a soccer ball. Oh, IT is on. The generals are still fuming about this insane bet, but our boy doesn't waste a second. He's like, cool, I'll take my students and protect the supplies. See you in 10 days. And then whoosh. He's gone in a flash, leaving everyone stunned. The students are already calling a master. He's not here to play games. First order of business. Attention, students. Drop the supplies and follow me now. The kids are confused, but they obey. Meanwhile, the general's daughter is worried, asking her dad if he's really just going to let this happen. The old man scoffs. Train them to have more killing intent than my army in 10 days? Impossible. Oh, you're about to be proven so wrong. Back with the main army, things are getting physical. This dude just got slapped for questioning the military oath. But the real tea is with this red-haired woman. She's using a healing technique our boy taught her. And get this, while she's suppressing the cold energy in her body, her own power is getting stronger too. Our boy's methods are just on another level. Meanwhile, our boy's friends are freaking out about his massive gamble. You swore a military oath. Even if you don't lose your head, my grandpa will beat you half to death. They just can't believe he's being so reckless. Little do they know, he's got this completely under control. But look at our boy. Cool as a cucumber. What's so hard about manifesting some killing intent? His friend is like, dude, you can only get that from real battles. And our boy just smiles and says, then can't I just make them experience a battle of life and death? The chilling confidence on this guy is off the charts. And so it begins. On a high-speed warship, our boy lays down the law. Attention, students. We arrive at the city in 4 days. Then he turns with this ice-cold look and drops the final line. For the remaining 6 days, I will make you go through hell. Goosebumps, man. The training arc is about to get insane. And the chapter ends with this epic silhouette, hinting at the absolute monster he's about to unleash on these poor kids. This is going to be good. Flash forward 3 days later, and holy. Look at this battlefield, bodies everywhere. These students have clearly been through it. Just as they're catching their breath, this sketchy-looking purple-haired dude shows up with a teapot, acting all friendly. Yeah, I don't trust him one bit. And the source of the tension becomes clear. While our boy's inner circle got a ride in comfort, the rest of the students had a run for 3 straight days. The resentment is boiling over. We ran for 3 days while they got a ride in a car. A mutiny is brewing. But our boy just smiles, unfazed by the complaining. All right, get to work, he commands his disciples. And then, crack, he activates this insane energy formation, knocking one of the students back. Everyone else is just standing there with question marks over their heads, totally clueless about what's coming next. The students finally realize what's happening. Is that a formation? They are absolutely stunned by the sheer amount of primordial stones he used. God, how much did this cost? Some think it's a massive recovery formation to help them out, but others are suspicious. Is he really that nice? Probably not, guys. And then he unleashes it. Our boy summons two massive light swords and just boom, slams them into the ground, shattering everything. The sheer power on display is insane. Look at the onlookers. They're completely losing their minds. Turns out, our boy spent all that cash not for a recovery session, but for a fun vacation. Yeah, that massive, evil-looking purple energy vortex doesn't exactly scream fun. I have a feeling this vacation is going to be a one-way trip to Pain Town. As the seal opens, everyone gets sucked into an illusion realm. Even our boy gets hit for a second, but being the reincarnated emperor he is, he snaps out of it instantly. Meanwhile, everyone else is just screaming their heads off. The difference in level is just too damn high. The students are getting absolutely wrecked in the illusion, screaming in agony. Our boy's inner circle starts to worry, asking what's going on. But he just gives them a cold smirk and says, "You guys should have fun too," before yeeting them into the fray. He plays no favorites. Everyone gets a taste of hell. So this is the legendary 1,000 hallucinations formation. It's designed to make you experience some very unforgettable things. One of the guys tries to be a hero and go in, but gets warned that his mind would just get hijacked. This thing is no joke. And we get a glimpse into one of the illusions. This is Zhang Tao, a top student with big dreams of getting into the best academy and making his family proud. He's got his whole future planned out. So, what does the illusion have in store for him? A demon wolf, that's what. This isn't some regular animal. It's a powerful demonic beast. Our boy Zhang Tao went from daydreaming about his bright future to facing a life-or-death crisis in seconds. The illusion does not pull its punches. Every single student is being forced to confront their deepest fears. Looking at our MC's determined face, you have to wonder, what kind of despair did he face in his past life as a martial emperor? What is the ultimate goal of this brutal training? Back in the illusion, Zhang Tao goes all out, using his ultimate move, the King Kong fist, to fight the demon wolf. He's a genius, right? He's got this. And he gets demolished. The beast's attack phases right through his defense like it's nothing. It's a brutal reality check. In front of true power, being a genius means jack squat. But backed into a corner, Zhang Tao isn't giving up. He roars in anger, summoning his spirit beast for one last desperate stand. Look at the fire in his eyes. The dude is about to go into rage mode. And the miracle doesn't happen. Not only does he lose, but he gets his arms ripped off. For a martial artist, that's a fate worse than death. He's completely broken. His dreams, his future, all gone in an instant. Just when you think it can't get worse, the illusion hits him with his greatest fear. Because he's now a cripple, he can't protect his family. He's forced to watch his thugs murder his father and sister right in front of him. This is just pure, unadulterated psychological torture. Witnessing his family's slaughter, Zhang Tao snaps. He charges at the villains like a wild animal, screaming for blood. But they just laugh at him. "Kill us? You lost your arms, you piece of trash." And then they just beat him senseless. The humiliation is off the charts. In that moment of pure agony and humiliation, something inside him breaks. His heart feels like it's on fire, and then his eyes snap open, glowing crimson with rage. That's right, he's awakened. He's about to unleash the beast. Whoa, his arms are back, and now he's got swords. He can feel immense power flowing through him, and his mind is consumed by one single thought: kill, kill, kill. The killing intent is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Pushed past the brink of despair, he has finally manifested true, unadulterated killing intent. He's on a rampage, ready to slaughter everyone. And outside the illusion, our boy is watching. This is exactly what he wanted. And it wasn't just him. Every single student was put through their own personal hell, forcing them to awaken their killing intent. The combined aura of 2,000 enraged students is absolutely terrifying. Our boy's bet, yeah, he's gonna win this, no sweat. All right, folks, that's a wrap for this chapter. And man, what a ride. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And I'll catch you in the next one. After the illusion ends, the students are completely broken, just weeping uncontrollably. One of the guards is shook, thinking, glad he didn't make me go through those fun things. But look at our boy. A single tear rolls down his cheek as he watches them. It's good that they can cry, he thinks. This dude is so layered. The next morning, it's time for a wake-up call, courtesy of one of our boy's lackeys. And his method is unique. He burned a special incense all night that makes you sleep like a baby. The only catch, waking up feels like hell. Judging by their faces, it worked perfectly. Our boy strolls in and cheekily asks, "Did you guys have fun yesterday?" Which sends the students into a rage. They start cursing his entire family tree. But the guard is just stunned, realizing our boy completely drained his soul power last night and is already fully recovered. What a shocking recovery speed. The man's a monster. Then comes the motivational speech. Our boy tells them, "The illusion was fake, but your determination is real. If you're weak, everything you saw might actually happen." He tells them to get stronger to protect what they care about. And just like that, he's got them all fired up and ready to train. Riding the wave of motivation, our boy teaches them a killing intent technique. It allows them to channel the very trauma they just experienced in a raw power, doubling their combat ability. He literally gave them a cheat code tailor-made for their situation. What a genius. To sweeten the deal, he throws in a reward. The top 30 students with the most improvement get a second-tier pill. The students go wild and start training like maniacs. The poor alchemist and his crew is probably crying on the inside, though. That's a lot of overtime for him. 3 days later, the results are in, and they are insane. One of the students unleashes this terrifying aura and breaks through to become a 9-star martial warrior. He can't even believe it himself. 3 days to go from zero to hero. This training method is completely broken. The guard is watching from the side, totally impressed. He notes that their new technique is still unstable, but the potential is massive. If they could solidify this power, how strong would they be? Our boy, however, is just calmly like, "Not bad for 3 days' work." The difference in perspective is huge. With 2 days to kill before the main army arrives, our boy decides to take a stroll into the city with his crew. The alchemist and the kids, desperate for a break, immediately tag along. And so, the squad heads off to Sunshore City. They barely reach the city gates before they're stopped by a guard demanding an entrance fee. 200 bronze coins each. What a blatant shakedown. These guards clearly picked the wrong group of people to mess with today. Faced with this blatant corruption, the squad reacts with a mix of anger and confusion. But look at our boy, completely unfazed. You just know he's about to stir up some trouble in this city. The show is about to begin. The alchemist in the group immediately loses his cool. Pay to enter the city? What kind of law is that? You gotta admire his sense of justice. But my man, you're about to learn how the world really works. The guards are complete jerks about it, basically telling them to pay up or get lost. Just as a fight is about to break out, our boy steps in and pays the fee. Wait, that's not his style. He's definitely planning something. Once inside, our boy explains his logic. This kind of corruption starts from the top. The guards have to give 99% of what they extort to their superiors. It's better to correct these things slowly after we put our own person on the throne. Damn, he's playing the long game. The crew heads to the biggest pharmacy in town to stock up on supplies. But they're told the key ingredient they need, Gulen leaves, is almost sold out. It's a critical component for strength pills, so it's in high demand. Speak of the devil. Just as our boy is about to buy the last batch, some arrogant young master walks in and demands all of it for himself. The shopkeeper awkwardly explains that it's already been sold. You know what that means? It's about to go down. This spoiled brat not only wants the herbs, but he's also hitting on the girl in our boy's party. He starts flexing his background, saying his dad is the city lord and he's the disciple of a great refiner. The classic, "Do you know who my father is?" move. His alchemist buddy hears our boy might be a refiner too and starts questioning his credentials. But when they mention a famous master, Jiarong, the guy totally loses it, feeling like he's being mocked. He literally thinks, "Am I the clown here?" "Yes, dude. Yes, you are." The young master is still running his mouth, telling our boy to name his price for the herbs and the girl. Our boy just gives him a death glare and says, "It's cheap, your life." Chills. Absolute badass line. The spoiled brat gets pissed and orders his goons to attack. But before they can even touch our boy, his alchemist friend steps in and slaps them into next week. Damn, I didn't know the old man had it in him. He was hiding his power level. Seeing his men get bodied, the young master panics and tells them to fire a signal flare to call for backup. And our boy, he's just clapping in the background, enjoying the show. This is the definition of an absolute curb stomp battle. The City Lord's army shows up in force, completely surrounding them. But facing down hundreds of soldiers, our boy isn't even fazed. He just looks at them and asks, "Do you regret it now?" The sheer confidence of this man is legendary. And that's where we leave off. These dudes will never learn, I swear. What kind of beatdown awaits them for messing with our boy? We'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned. All right, picking up right where we left off, our boy is surrounded but totally unfazed. The opposing captain takes one look and realizes he's in deep trouble. All 4 of them are martial warriors. One is even a peak 8-star. The dude is sweating, knowing they messed with the wrong crew. And our boy's response to being called kids? Just a cold, unimpressed kids. The disrespect is palpable, and he is not having it. But of course, the bandaged-up idiot young master didn't get the memo. He's back on his nonsense, screaming about torture and taking the girls to his room. Meanwhile, the general ban is just silently watching, probably thinking what a moron this guy is. A quick flashback confirms our suspicions. These kids have powerful backing. But then Ban just leaves? He just turns his horse and rides off. What's his angle here? With the general gone, the soldiers are still trying to act tough. Big mistake. Our boy's crewmate hits them with the ultimate taunt. You mad? If you are, I'll beat you up till you aren't. And before they can even process that burn, he unleashes a volley of cloud-piercing arrows. Talk is over. It's go time. That single volley of arrows throws the entire city into chaos. The ground is literally rumbling, civilians are running for their lives, and the local guards are completely blindsided. They're screaming, "Inform the city lord. Inform Reborn." Little do they know, this whole mess is happening because of the very people they're trying to call. And the instigator of all this, Wu Guang, finally gets his comeuppance, knocked right off his horse. Look at the pure terror on his face. The realization has finally hit him. I provoked someone I shouldn't have. A little late for regrets, buddy, because an entire army is now marching into the city. Things are escalating fast. And here comes the plot twist of the century. Our boy grabs some old dude by the throat, and Commander Ban reappears, saying, "As per your request, I've called them." Wait, what? This massive army belongs to our boy. He's the one who summoned them. The general tries to play dumb, questioning mobilizing the military for personal issues, but the power dynamic has completely flipped. The smirk on our boy's face says it all. The trash talk is just perfect. When you have numbers, you talk with your fists, but the moment we outnumber you, you bring up the law. Absolutely savage. Then our boy drops the ultimate flex. You called a few hundred soldiers for the four of us. I only brought 2,000 for the few hundred of you. Well, the ones being nice. The sheer confidence. And right on cue, the city lord himself finally arrives. Here comes the big boss, the city lord Wu Yintian, strolling in like he owns the place. His idiot son starts screaming, "Dad, you're finally here. Kill them." The city lord scoffs, thinking they're just a bunch of kids, and then thud. He's face down on the dirt before he can even finish his thought. The humiliation is just chef's kiss. And the son is still completely clueless. "Dad, look, they beat me up. Arrest them and give them a good beating." Dude, read the room. Even the soldiers are thinking this moron is going to get them all killed. Finally, the city lord has had enough and just smacks his son across the face. "You idiot. Beat them." Reality has finally sunk in for Daddy Dearest. After smacking some sense into his son, the city lord's attitude does a complete 180. "It's okay. We're willing to talk it out." Our boy, cool as ever, just smirks and agrees. So, they get an invitation to the lord's residence. But that ominous red text at the bottom says it all. Is danger or fortune ahead? This feels like walking right into a trap. Just a quick shout out to Reset Scans for their hard work on this chapter. And now, back to the story. And we're back. Kicking off the next chapter, our boy is already inside the lion's den, the city lord's mansion. But look at him casually sipping tea like he owns the place. His line, having a fight with Brother Wu Wong was also a way of getting to know him, is absolutely legendary. He beat the guy senseless and calls it a friendly introduction. The sheer audacity. The officials start probing, trying to figure out who this kid is. And our boy just plays the humble card perfectly. Who am I? Insignificant. He spins this tale about being a patriot who rushed here to help the country in its time of need. The city lord is totally eating it up, praising his righteousness. The irony is just beautiful. He has no idea he's talking to a reincarnated martial emperor. After all the pleasantries, the city lord finally gets to his real point. He has a difficult request. He claims they're short on supplies, so maybe our boy could give them some money so they can go shopping in the next city? The nerve of this guy. He's actually trying to scam the person who just took over his city. Our boy cuts right through the BS. Just say you want money. So the city lord puts on this whole dramatic performance about being an honest official who will sacrifice his meager savings. A whole 10,000 gold coins. He acts like it's a monumental sacrifice. And the crew's reaction? They just burst out laughing. The secondhand embarrassment is off the charts. One of the crew twists the knife, pointing out that one of the arrows they shot earlier cost tens of thousands of gold. The city lord's offer isn't just insulting, it's pathetic. But our boy doesn't even get mad. He just smiles that terrifyingly calm smile and offers them more tea. Look at their faces. The city lord and Commander Ban are absolutely petrified. That's true power. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Finally, one of the soldiers cracks and yells, Isn't this robbery? Oh, you done messed up now. Our boy's calm demeanor vanishes. Robbery, he says, his eyes turning cold. You need to be responsible for what you say. If you spout bull. The threat hangs in the air, unspoken but crystal clear. The city lord is still trying to play the victim, claiming he has nothing of value. Our boy has finally had enough. Wu Yinqian, what do you take me for? I'm trying to cover military expenses, and you're calling it robbery? He's done playing nice. If that's so, I won't remain courteous. And just like that, his men swoop in and start laying down the law hard. My, how the tables have turned. The arrogant city lord and his son are now the ones getting tied up and tortured. Look at them screaming for mercy. It's beautiful. And one of our boys' lieutenants issues a chilling order. If anyone defies orders, kill them without mercy. The message to everyone else is loud and clear. Fall in line, or else. And guess what they find? A literal mountain of gold, gems, and treasure. So much for the honest official who was completely broke. One of the crew is absolutely livid, pointing out this corrupt lord has more wealth than his entire family. He's screaming for the guy's entire clan to be executed. But our boy, just calmly fanning himself, smiling. He knew it all along. This next part is just gold. We get this hilarious gag panel of a tour guide showing off the honest official's empty treasury. Meanwhile, the actual official is having a meltdown, screaming that the treasure belongs to the first prince. If you dare to dirty it with your hands, your entire family will be killed. So he's not just corrupt, he's a corrupt lackey for someone even bigger. The plot thickens. The official thought dropping the first prince's name was his trump card. Wrong. For our boy, that just sweetened the deal. Oh, it belongs to him, he says. Then I have even less of a reason to hold back. And he finishes with the legendary line, I'll be taking all of it. Absolute gangster. Kicking off the next chapter with everyone's favorite part, the loot. The crew absolutely hit the jackpot, and they are loving it. Our boy, being the best boss ever, takes the important cultivation resources for himself and then tells his men to split the rest. That will be your reward. You love to see it. His subordinate suggests just killing the prisoners, but our boy decides to show some mercy. He says taking their life savings is enough. So he cuts them loose, but not before telling them, continue your work, I'll be back in a few years. That's not mercy, my friends. That's setting up a long-term extortion racket. Cold-blooded. And predictably, the city lord learned absolutely nothing. The second he's free, he's screaming, send a letter to the eldest prince. I want those people to die. He's laughing maniacally, thinking God is on his side. Dude, you just got robbed blind and turned into a future cash cow. Your delusion is next level. While the villains are busy plotting, our boy is already preparing for the next round. He's got his army out in the field, practicing a terrifying technique called killing intent. Look at the sheer power he unleashes. It's enough to stun his own soldiers. He's not just a fighter, he's a true commander. And speak of the devil, trouble has arrived. A massive army appears on the horizon. At first, the crew thinks it's just Wu Yintian coming back for more punishment. But then they get a better look. Something's wrong. They don't have that many horses. This isn't the local garrison. This is something far more serious. One of the guys starts to panic. Young Master Yin, what do we do? That's definitely a real army. And then they see the banner. A roaring golden lion. It's the Golden Lion Army. The shock is real. Didn't they lose control over Whitehead Town? Why do they still have so many men? Something isn't adding up. The general of the Golden Lion Army, Song Lakun, rides up, furious. He demands to know who dared to ransack Sunshore City. It looks like the city lord's message got through, and he successfully framed our boys as common bandits. This confrontation is about to get messy. The general calls them deserters who retreated from the front line. Our boy's side calmly replies, we made our way to Sunshore City to assert our dominance. Oh, that was the wrong thing to say. The general goes from 0 to 100, unleashing his massive fire lion aura and screaming, you're courting death. It's on. The general's fire lion is absolutely massive, roaring across the battlefield. The sheer power and killing intent are overwhelming, sending our boy soldiers scrambling in terror. This is the kind of pressure a top-tier general can exert. It is absolutely terrifying. Just when things look dire, one of our boy's own men steps up to the plate. This silver-haired dude radiates the power of a martial lord, easily deflecting the attack. He even knows the enemy general. It's been a while, Song Lakun. Do you not recognize me? The general is confused, but his underling is shocked. Ji Meng, you become a martial lord? The plot thickens. It turns out Ji Meng used to serve the eldest prince, just like the general. But he switched sides. I now follow young Master Yun with my heart, he declares. This enrages the general. And finally, our boy speaks, introducing himself as the head of logistics of the East Advancing Army, here to solve a supply shortage. The cover story is flawless. Our boy's story is so convincing, it actually makes the general hesitate. He's thinking, the order for reinforcements just went out. How did they get here so fast? He questions why their force is so small, and our boy coolly replies that the main army's route is a military secret. Then he pats the general on the shoulder with this cryptic smile. He's playing 4D chess right now. But in the end, the general isn't buying it. He explodes, accusing them of faking military orders and robbing officials. Crimes punishable by death. Capture all of these men, he roars. An army of over 100,000 soldiers begins to charge. The sheer pressure is immense. Our boy is in some serious trouble now. And we end the chapter with the credits page. Huge thanks again to the Reset Scans team. New chapter, and we're diving straight into the action. The 100,000-strong army is charging, an absolutely terrifying sight. But our boy isn't scared. He's a former martial emperor, remember? He calmly gives the order. Everyone disperse and kill them off one by one. The confidence, the leadership, it's epic. His 2,000 men immediately fan out, becoming a precision instrument of death against a blunt hammer. Even though they're outnumbered, every single one of them is an elite warrior, capable of taking on hundreds of enemies. They're carving through the Golden Lion army like it's nothing. The enemy general is just staring in disbelief. The general is losing his mind. All of these soldiers are martial warriors. How is there such an army? That's our boy's power for you. But the general is still trying to cope, thinking, even if they're strong, there's no way they can get past my army of 400,000. Famous last words, buddy. Meanwhile, our boy is directing the battle from above. He gives the order. Everyone use the killing intent technique, get into formation, and charge towards the south. Instantly, the aura of his 2,000 soldiers combines into a massive, terrifying wave of pure killing intent. It looks like a demonic dragon about to devour everything in its path. The enemy general's face says it all. Pure, unadulterated fear. The black dragon of killing intent clashes head-on with the general's golden fire lion. The entire battlefield shakes from the impact. The general is screaming at his men, block it. You have to block it at all costs. But you can't block the power of the plot, my friend. This is an unstoppable force. And, as expected, the fire lion gets completely obliterated. The killing intent dragon slams into the enemy ranks, sending soldiers flying and causing absolute devastation. This isn't a battle. It's a one-sided slaughter. The Golden Lion army's formation crumbles in an instant. The enemy commanders finally figure it out. The source of all this power, the one directing this demonic formation, is the kid in white robes, Li Yunxiao. They're terrified. Li Yunxiao is a demon. He will become a huge threat. Their plan is simple. Cut off the head of the snake. They're going straight for our boy. Several of the enemy's martial lords break off and make a beeline for our boy. Ji Ming shouts a warning. Master Yun, be careful. But look at him, he's not even worried. Face two martial lords head-on? I'm not that stupid. He keeps his army charging south while he prepares to deal with these pests personally. He's buying time, knowing his own reinforcements are coming from the south. That's when the real fight will begin. The enemy chasing him is screaming, "You're trying to run?" And our boy just smirks. "Oomph. Trying to kill me? Kill your own men first." And with that, he unleashes his technique. Nether swap, moonwalk. Our boy uses a teleportation skill, but he doesn't just dodge. He redirects the enemy's own attacks back at their soldiers. The Golden Lion army is suddenly getting hit by friendly fire, and they have no idea what's happening. Using his enemies as human shields. Absolutely brilliant and ruthless. The general is absolutely furious, screaming, "Stop killing my underlings." His subordinate points out the obvious. That brat is so sly. He's using your soldiers as a shield. But knowing the strategy doesn't help when you can't even touch the guy. Our boy is just dancing around them, causing chaos. While the commanders are distracted, our boy has successfully opened a path to the south for his main force. "Everyone run out," he yells. The enemy commander, realizing he's been played, gives a new, ruthless order. Kill his companions. Let's see if he can keep hiding. The final showdown is about to begin. Meanwhile, on another part of the battlefield, our boy's friends are in their own desperate fight. The red-headed kid, Li Yi, is pushed to the brink. He's about to cast aside his morals as a martial artist and use a forbidden, self-destructive technique. His opponent, Bai Chengfeng, is in serious danger. Looks like a placeholder image, so that's probably the end of the chapter. What a cliffhanger. Can't wait for the next one. And we're back with a new chapter. The fight continues as Li Yi unleashes his attack, a storm of golden fireballs. but his opponent is just way too skilled, casually deflecting them all with his sword. This is a piece of cake, he taunts. You can just feel the rage building in Li Yi. Meanwhile, his buddy Bai Changfeng is taking a massive hit from the Mountain Splitter Azure-winged polearm. His armor shatters instantly under the force of the blow. This is a seriously powerful attack. Their friends can only watch in horror, screaming his name. The situation is getting worse by the second. Their friends are falling one by one. Lin Yu is about to get ambushed, and Landuo desperately tries to help, but is held back. It looks hopeless, but then Jiao Rong steps in, unleashing his Lotus Sword Song. A beautiful but deadly flurry of attacks pushes the enemies back, buying them a precious moment. He managed to save them, but the cost was high. Jiao Rong gives the order. Retreat with Changfeng and look for me. You can see the pain and determination on his face. This battle is taking a heavy toll on everyone. Back to our boys' side of the fight. Li Yunxiao is still running circles around the martial lord chasing him. The guy is getting so frustrated, screaming, "Take this if you're a man," as if standing still and getting hit is the definition of manliness. So childish. And our boy calls him out on it. How shameless are you? A martial lord against a martial warrior, and still complaining about dodging? Your gall is thicker than a castle wall. He pushes his nether swap technique to the absolute limit for one final attack. Meanwhile, the students he trained are watching, and they've had enough. Everyone, attack together and save young Master Yun. The loyalty is real. Come, I'll beat up whoever stays here for the rest of their lives. Our boy unleashes a massive wave of red energy, a final defiant roar. Inspired by his courage, his students are ready to charge in a certain death for him, screaming, "Kill that bastard. Your head will be my backrest." The sheer battle spirit is so intense, it even catches the attention of some powerful figures watching from afar. The entire battlefield descends into absolute madness. It's a chaotic, bloody brawl. The enemy commander is just stunned by the ferocity. This bunch of people are insane. He can't comprehend why these weaker warriors would launch such a desperate, suicidal charge. And just then, the enemy's main reinforcements arrive. General Tsang laughs maniacally. 400,000 men. Kill all of them bastards. A massive red energy vortex forms in the sky, signaling impending doom. This is it. Our boy and his crew are truly, utterly trapped. But just when all hope seems lost, an unexpected ally appears. A young warrior in green and white descends from the sky, dual-wielding blades, and instantly takes out one of the enemy commanders. Who is this guy? Just like that, the tides of battle might be turning again. And then, things get even crazier. That massive red vortex in the sky fully materializes, and a mysterious figure holding a trident appears at its center. The power radiating from him is insane. Everyone on the ground is just staring up in terror. What the hell is that? Before anyone can even process what they're seeing, a gigantic black hand with red cracks descends from the vortex and slams into the ground. The impact is catastrophic, shaking the entire battlefield. Look at the faces of everyone watching. Pure, absolute shock. Is this our boy's final trump card? And that's where we leave off for this chapter. What was the true power of that devastating attack? Can our boy turn the tables with this incredible final move? We'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned. All right, after that insane cliffhanger, we're diving straight into the next chapter. We get the usual badass cover art, the title drop, and a quick flash of what's to come, a bloody weapon bursting from the ground, and our guys looking absolutely exhausted. Looks like the aftermath of that crazy move is hitting hard. And here we go. That move, the god-slaying finger, completely drained their energy, but it was powerful enough to one-shot a martial lord and scare off the entire 400,000-man Golden Lion army. But look, while our boy is telling everyone else to retreat, the purple robe guy is absolutely losing his mind. He's screaming, "Bastard, I'll kill you." Yin Xiao is officially his nemesis, and the rage is real. And he's not just talking, he's charging. The purple robe man attacks, but our boy Yin Xiao meets him head-on in the sky. He even has the audacity to taunt him. "Old 8, you've gotten slow. Not used to missing an arm." Oh, that is a savage burn. Meanwhile, his allies are freaking out, yelling for someone named Xiao Qing Wang to hurry up and kill Yin Xiao. Our boy is just trying to stall for time. The fight is getting intense. Yin Xiao is now taking on two of them at once, and even he admits it's getting tiring. Just as he's holding them off, the ground splits open and enemy reinforcements charge in. And look at this dude, laughing like a total psycho. "Mushroom head, please die in a ditch already." Damn, the disrespect is off the charts. The new guy unleashes a massive ice attack, screaming, "Go die." and a storm of blue crystals explodes outwards. Our boy takes a direct hit to the chest. You can see the blood, but look at his eyes, not a hint of fear. He's immediately engulfed in a swirling ball of energy, but something tells me this isn't the end for him. Just when the enemy thinks they've won, our boy's crew shows up. The big blonde dude lays down the law. You bastard, if you hurt half a hair on Li Yunxiao, I'll have all of you killed. That's some real loyalty right there. But just then, Yunxiao's voice echoes out, it's too late. And with that, the blue energy sphere detonates. When the smoke clears, our boy is floating there, completely unharmed and surrounded by flames, his power level skyrocketing. Is this the protagonist's plot armor kicking in? The enemy is just staring in disbelief. His chi is rising sharply. Damn it, not even this can kill you. Nope, you can't kill him, because now it's his turn to do the killing. Meanwhile, the battlefield on the other side is getting just as wild. One of the brothers, fueled by vengeance, literally bites his own fingers to unlock his power, transforming into a massive blue-haired ape. That transformation is sick. The onlookers are losing their minds, saying his power is equal to a martial king. Was this guy a hidden boss all along? Turns out he took a pill. Our brilliant female strategist immediately identifies it as a demonization pill with a fatal side effect. Your body explodes. She's desperately hoping our boy can hang on. And not only does he hang on, he starts to overpower the demonic energy. With a flash of his golden eyes, he declares, it's time to end this. The enemy demon panther is still laughing, completely clueless that his end is near. And in the next moment, our boy unleashes his ultimate move. He's using the power of the quadrant elements, something only 4 quadrants realm martial lords should be able to do. The enemy is completely stunned. How is that possible? Before they can even process it, a massive beam of light rips the entire mountain range apart. That's how you make an entrance. The winds and clouds shift, the heavens themselves tremble. Behind him, the spectral image of his past life, the martial Emperor Gu Feiyong, appears. Seeing this, our strategist friend is moved to tears, whispering, the winds and clouds rise. The great master has returned. That's right, the legendary emperor is back. And on that absolutely epic note, the chapter comes to a close. What a cliffhanger. And as always, a huge shout out to the Scanlation team for their hard work. New chapter, let's go. Picking up right after his grand return, our boy is overflowing with power, declaring, the winds and clouds rise, all because of me. Just the sheer force of his aura sends all the surrounding grunts flying. That's the kind of pressure a true master exudes. Meanwhile, our newly transformed ape bro is demonstrating some terrifying power of his own. He descends from the sky, and a single swipe of his claws triggers a massive explosion, sending the Golden Lion army soldiers scattering. Look at their faces, they are utterly terrified. However, the power of demonization is a double-edged sword. While the golden-haired enemy laughs, maniacally unleashing his power, our bro is screaming in agony, clearly suffering from the backlash. This power is way too unstable. But our boy isn't about to let him fall. With a thunderous crash, the mountain itself shatters, sending all the enemies flying. Yin Xiao lands from the sky, perfectly fine, as his friends rush over, worriedly asking, YUNXIO, are you alright? Our boy just went through an insane battle. He's beaten and bruised, and the first thing he does is flirt with a beautiful teacher. If Teacher Luo gives me a hug, I'll be fine. Look at her reaction, total disgust. How dirty! The comedic timing is just perfect. Even while injured, our boy can't help but act cool. Watching the army still fighting, he calmly states, it's their turn now. That composure, like he has everything under control. The army charges forward once more, their morale through the roof. After the battle, things get weird. The mighty ape that was just wrecking everything has vanished, leaving only an injured man in its place. Everyone is confused. What the hell just happened? Meanwhile, the blue-haired guy finds himself surrounded by 3 enemies, trapped and in deep trouble. Right on cue, a general from the Golden Lion army shows up, demanding to know by what authority our boy is punishing people. Faced with a disciplined army and a grilling from a general, our boy is internally trying to cook up an excuse, but on the outside, he's cool as a cucumber, firing back. What authority? The sheer audacity is incredible. He doesn't even wait for an answer. Our boy decides to let his actions do the talking. He rushes forward and just starts wailing on the big guy, beating him down without any resistance. This is his authority, the authority of his fists. This beatdown is absolutely brutal. Fists are flying like a hurricane, and the opponent is just screaming for him to stop. In the final panel, Our boy stands coldly over a severed hand, not a shred of pity in his eyes. This is what happens when you get on his bad side. With his opponent begging for mercy, our boy drops some cold, hard truth. You're decades old and you still don't understand. Let your fist do the talking? The guy is shocked, asking how he even became a martial lord. Yun Xiao's reply is chilling. At least you will die knowing why. So ruthless, so decisive. That's the mark of a true powerhouse. The blue-haired general tries to pull rank, talking about being a court official and how killing him defies imperial law. But our boy is having none of it. Laws and teachings, they are worth nothing to me. That line sends the general straight to his knees, begging for his life and pledging absolute loyalty. Our boy just smirks and drops a bombshell that shocks everyone present. On the path of martial arts, a martial lord hasn't even scratched the surface. The implications of that are insane. If a martial lord is just a beginner, what does the peak even look like? And without another moment of hesitation, he brings his sword down, devoid of all remorse. And the chapter ends on another shocker. Thanks again to the Scanlation team, and we'll see you in the next one. And we're back with a new chapter. After our boy executed the traitorous general, the army immediately begins to restructure. The soldiers are furious, demanding death for the traitor. The atmosphere is incredibly tense. Commander Chun takes charge of the Golden Lion Army, publicly announcing the new lineup and putting Huang Hong in command of everything. He makes it crystal clear, military law is absolute. Desertion or neglect of duty means the death penalty. This decisive action instantly stabilizes the morale. With morale restored, the army charges towards the front lines, shouting slogans to protect their homeland. It's a truly epic scene. Meanwhile, back in the city lord's residence, some clueless fat cats are still daydreaming, thinking their backer, General Tsang, will get their wealth back for them. They have no idea what's coming. These guys are still busy scheming about how to get their money back. And in the next panel, the fat official gets a boot straight to the face. You love to see it. Looks like the party is over for these parasites. When he hears the Golden Lion Army has returned, he thinks his saviors have arrived. He starts laughing maniacally, screaming about tearing our boy limb from limb and breaking every bone in his body. This guy's villain face is just disgusting. He's about to pay the price for his arrogance. But the one who appears before them isn't who they expected. It's our boy. He descends from the sky with his crew in tow and makes a simple declaration. I'll be temporarily taking over all the administrative matters of Sunshore City. The sheer confidence, the absolute flex, it's just too cool. Cutting away, we're now at the Central Army's main camp. The battlefield is already exploding with cannon fire, and the tension is at its peak. A massive battle is about to break out. Inside the command tent, the generals are gathered around a map, their faces grim. One of them mentions that our boy student army emits a blue-black killing intent he's only ever seen for bloodthirsty serial killers. He calls them gods of killing. An ancient legend says that when a battlefield becomes too cruel, the god of killing will descend. Everyone is skeptical, wondering if this god of killing from the legends is real. But the commander reveals that this blue-black killing intent has another, more ancient name on the battlefield. Ramayana. It refers to the power to kill everything. This lore drop is getting seriously hype. Now everyone is on edge. A 15-year-old kid who's a Tier 2 alchemist, an 8-star martial artist, and can teach this legendary killing power to 2,000 people. It just doesn't add up. They all come to the same conclusion. Our boy must have an unfathomably powerful master backing him up. Just then, our beautiful strategist, Luo Yunshang, drops a bombshell. She recognizes the technique our boy used as the signature move of the late Marshal Sovereign Gu Feiyang, the Great Wind and Cloud Palm. She begins analyzing Gu Feiyang's 5 disciples, trying to figure out which one of them could be our boy's mysterious teacher. They start going through the 5 disciples' process of elimination style. Each one is a titan in their own right, a major player on the continent. It seems unlikely any of them would stoop to mentoring an unknown kid in a small country like Tianshui. So what's the real story? All eyes turn to Yunshang, as she's the one who understands Gu Feiyang the most. Just when everyone thinks the answer must lie with one of the 5 disciples, she gives a mysterious smile and asks, why does it have to be among the 5 of them? Here comes the big reveal. Yunshang states with absolute certainty that besides his 5 disciples, one other person knows this technique. As everyone stares in shock, she delivers the final answer. Of course, it is Lord Gu Feiyang himself. That's right. Our boy is the reincarnated emperor. The secret is finally coming out. Another explosive ending. Huge thanks to the Scanlation team for their hard work, and we'll catch you on the next one. And we're back. Last chapter, Yunshang dropped that massive theory that our boy might be Gu Feiyong himself. And now everyone is freaking out. This blonde dude immediately shoots it down. Gu Feiyong died on Tiandang Mountain 15 years ago. Everyone knows that. But Yunshang is unshaken, confidently stating, no one on this land can ever kill him. He must have just suffered major injuries and ended up in Tianshui. The fangirling is real. The others, however, think it's absurd. If this hypothesis is right, the implications are terrifying. Yunshang's demeanor instantly turns serious. She warns everyone that the discussion ends here, and no one is to speak of it again. If anyone publicizes this information and endangers him, she, Luo Yunshang, will personally destroy them. Whoa, talk about being protective. That's some serious boss energy. With the discussion over, the army continues its march. They're approaching Goodwater City, but its city lord is one of the eldest prince's men. The general is lost in thought. Entering the city rashly could lead to unnecessary trouble. Right then, our boy makes a request. He wants to take the student army into the city to ask for some supplies. You can tell from that mischievous grin that he's up to no good. Sure enough, in a flashback, he's telling his men, we're just borrowing some money from the eldest prince. We will return it someday. Yeah, borrowing. He's totally going to rob them blind. While the generals are stressing over the fate of the nation, the city lord of Goodwater is busy throwing a lavish party to marry his 27th concubine. The contrast is just sickening. Well, guess what? Our boy and his crew of bandits are on their way to congratulate him. Speak of the devil. A massive army suddenly appears outside the city, throwing the lord's residence into chaos. Our boy strolls in with his troops, gives the city lord a little smile, and says, Mayor Joie, please continue. We'll just help ourselves. And with that, the looting begins. So swift, so efficient. The city lord's guards actually try to fight back, screaming, how dare you? Our boy doesn't even turn around. He just casually backhands his sword, and the resulting shockwave takes them all out instantly. The power difference is just on another level. It's a total beatdown. After cleaning the place out, one of our boy's heavy hitters casually splits the entire mansion in half with his axe, adding, that hit was for the eldest prince. And look at the mayor. He literally wet his pants. This move was brilliant. They got the loot and publicly humiliated the eldest prince. 2 birds, 1 stone. Genius. Later, they're counting their spoils. Someone asks our boy how many gold coins he got, and he just casually flexes, haven't counted yet, but it's only 30 million or so. Only 30 million. The sheer casualness is killing me. The moment they hear 30 million gold coins and 200 million in treasures, everyone's jaw hits the floor. They are absolutely stunned. That's more than the entire country's military funding for a year. How in the world did they amass so much wealth? Now, even the general can't stay calm. He's been a commander for years and has never seen this much money. He slams the table in a fit of greed and rage, his eyes burning. Then don't blame me for what happens next. He starts studying the map, counting how many more of the eldest prince's cities are ahead. He's gotten a taste of it, and now he wants to go on a full-blown looting spree. The whole army is hyped up now. Someone suggests taking a 2-day detour to rob 3 more cities. Everyone cheers in agreement. This army of justice has officially turned into a band of marauders. And that's a wrap for this chapter. Shout out to the Scanlation team for their hard work. New chapter time. Our boy's army has been on a rampage, looting and pillaging their way through the eldest prince's territory. They even made the map look like a strategy game interface, showing all the looted cities. That's hilarious. This finally gets the eldest prince's attention. He's being flooded with urgent reports, and he's shaking with rage, screaming the names of Shao Qingwang and Chun Dashing. His years of hard work, all destroyed in a matter of days. The man is having a complete breakdown. Just as the prince is falling into despair, his subordinate reminds him not to forget their trump card. The mention of this ace in the hole instantly restores his confidence. That's right. As long as he has that card to play, he can win, even if the whole world turns against him. 8 days later, the army arrives at Eternal Peace City. It's a small buffer city on the outskirts of Shining Gold City. Not strategically important, but it serves as a staging ground before the big war. The Lord of Eternal Peace City has already evacuated all the citizens, leaving behind a ghost town. He makes it clear he's just a placeholder and will hand over all authority once the main army arrives. And right at this moment, our boy and his companions also reach the city. The second they get to the command room, Teacher Luo gets all chummy, throwing an arm around our boy's shoulder and saying she's a commander so she can't miss the meeting. Look at that obsessed expression on her face. Her inner monologue is all since he's that Lord's disciple. I need to devote myself to protecting him. Meanwhile, our boy is sweating bullets, thinking Did she figure out my identity? The war council begins. They gather around the map, analyzing the grim situation. The 100 Battles country has had Shining Gold City under siege for 27 days and has already taken the 3 small towns in front of Eternal Peace City. If Shining Gold City falls, they're next. The generals find it highly unusual that the enemy army isn't making a move. They speculate that the enemy might not fear them at all, and could even be waiting for them and Li Chongfeng's main forces to arrive so they can wipe them all out in one go. Talk about being ambitious. Everyone is worried about the enemy's numerical advantage, but our boy calmly poses a key question. Why can't they be waiting for us? This makes everyone stop and think. If the enemy is absolutely confident, then holding their position is the most logical tactic. Our boy takes it a step further with a bold hypothesis. What if they are all martial artists? He points out that a 5 elements realm martial king, like Shao Qingwang, can take on 100,000 soldiers alone. If the enemy is an elite army composed entirely of martial artists, their numerical advantage would mean nothing. Although some argue that the city would have already fallen if the enemy had a martial grandmaster, our boy shakes his head. He analyzes calmly. I can only think of one possibility. The goal of the 100 Battles country isn't to take land or cities. His eyes are deep, as if he's already seen through their entire plan. Convinced by our boy's analysis, the general immediately orders 300 elite scouts to investigate the enemy. After the meeting, the entire city goes on high alert. The courtyard at night is filled with the tense atmosphere of a battle looming. After the meeting, our boy wants some time alone, but teacher Luo follows him, making up a lame excuse that she hasn't found a place to stay yet. Look at her, all shy but determined. It's so obvious she just wants to be with him. You can practically smell the romance in the air. Look at our boy's face. He's like, are you serious right now? It's hilarious. And the chapter ends on this sweet, slightly awkward note. Thanks to the Scanlation team, and we'll see you next time. All right, picking up right where we left off. Teacher Luo just dropped the bomb that she's staying, and our boy is completely floored. Look at his face. That single H is filled with pure, helpless disbelief. And things immediately spiral into chaos. Some random dude pops up trying to crash the party, making Teacher Luo blush like crazy. But the worst part? Our boy gets kicked out of his own room. Look at him stomping his feet outside like a kicked puppy. Then, he immediately turns to the red-haired girl watching from the side and invites her in. Dude, read the room. To his surprise, she actually agrees and leads him into a room. But what happens next sends a chill down his spine. She slams the door shut and locks it. Bam! Click! Our boy's face shifts from confusion to pure terror. Why are you locking the door? He has no idea what he's gotten himself into. And it gets even sketchier. She starts setting up this glowing rune array, which our boy recognizes as a noise cancellation seal. His mind immediately goes to the gutter. Did she figure out my secret? Is she so obsessed that she's going to forcibly do the deed? Yo, my man, your imagination is running wild. Look at her, so smug and in control. Meanwhile, our boy is having a full-on internal crisis. He's like, forget it, she's way stronger. Resisting is pointless. I'll just let her have her way today. The resignation is real. When she calls him out for not looking at her, he just mumbles about being nervous. She's totally toying with him. Looks like you're mentally prepared. And here comes the ultimate misunderstanding. Our boy, thinking he knows what's up, starts taking off his own shirt. He's all like, I'm so nervous. Let's hurry up and get this over with. She is absolutely stunned, screaming, what are you doing? Then he tries to help her undress, thinking he should be more proactive. This is comedy gold. They are on completely different planets. Oh, so that's what this was all about. She was after the red jade he was carrying. But the moment her hand makes contact, boom, a massive power surge erupts, creating this insane demonic phantom behind our boy. The power is off the charts. She's completely shocked, like, are you playing some special game? Nah, girl, you just unleashed something you weren't ready for. The power surge is so immense it literally blows the building apart. The whole place just crumbles into a wreck. As the dust settles, she emerges from the ruins, threatening our boy. If you weren't his disciple, today would be the day you died. Hold on, his disciple? Whose disciple? This just adds a whole new layer of mystery to the plot. Lying in the rubble, our boy is finally connecting the dots. His disciple? She thinks I'm Gu Feiyong's disciple. Then the realization hits him, and it's priceless. I am my own disciple. The irony is just too good. But hey, no time to waste. A few days later, he's already back to cultivating, realizing that the yang qi he absorbed from her attack is actually healing him. Silver linings, I guess. A memory from his past life surfaces. Turns out this 9 yang true qi is a treasure of the Heavenly Night Palace. His old confidant once said that the first time a woman cultivating this chi gets with a man, she leaves a sliver of pure chi in him. Hell, what a huge benefit. But right now, his bigger problem is that he's still missing most of the ingredients for the pills he needs to refine. But while our boy is busy cultivating, something strange is happening inside the monument of the world god. A brilliant golden light shoots into the sky, only to vanish in an instant. What in the world just happened over there? This powerful energy fluctuation immediately attracts the attention of other masters. The ground cracks open and flames erupt as a mysterious figure appears. The guy next to him is completely stunned by the spectacle, exclaiming, "The true soul phoenix?" Even our boy, deep in cultivation, is startled by this force. He thinks to himself, the true soul phoenix is a mythical creature. He'd never even seen one in his past life. How could it be trapped in an artifact? No, this must be a phoenix shadow. But still, for something this strange to happen now, things are getting weird. And the chapter ends on that massive cliffhanger. Huge thanks to the Scanlation team for their hard work, and we'll see you all next time. All right, kicking off a new chapter. The mood in the City Lord's mansion is grim. The generals are gathered around the map, and everyone looks tense. Turns out, they've sent out 5 batches of scouts, 1,500 men in total, and lost contact with every single one of them. Not even a signal for help. This is seriously bad news. To silently wipe out 1,500 men? It sounds impossible. The commander is furious, slamming his fist down, declaring he's never encountered such a bizarre situation in all his years of warfare. Meanwhile, our boy, listening from the doorway, thinks to himself, "It seems my previous predictions were true." Our boy steps in and drops a bombshell. He points out that the enemy has set up a massive array covering all 3 towns. The generals are completely stunned by this revelation. An array? What kind of high-level tactic is this? Just as they're trying to figure out their next move, a soldier bursts in reporting a strange phenomenon in the southern sky. A massive pillar of light descends from the heavens, and our boy immediately realizes this is something huge. Could it be? That's right. It's a phoenix. This magnificent and terrifying sight leaves everyone speechless. The mythical bird of legend has actually appeared before their very eyes. The phoenix landed at soaring Phoenix Town, right at the foot of the Phoenix Mountains. Everyone immediately understands what this means. A celestial phenomenon like this signals the birth of a treasure. And it's clear now that this treasure is exactly what the enemy country is after. The generals are fired up, suggesting they just send in their 800,000 troops and overwhelm the enemy with sheer numbers. But our boy keeps a cool head. He's seen arrays that could trap 800 million people. If the enemy is this bold, they must have an ace up their sleeve. They need to proceed with caution. Since regular scouts can't get through, what's the plan? Just as everyone is stumped, our boy steps up with a confident smirk. This time, he says, "Let me go." That's our protagonist, always ready to take on the impossible mission. But the moment he volunteers, Teacher Luo loses it. "And no," she yells, slamming her hand on the table. "I object." She reminds him that the frost poison in his body needs her yang qi to suppress it. Going alone would just make him a burden. The overprotective girlfriend vibe is real, and I'm here for it. She gets so worked up she grabs him by the collar, telling him not to play the hero. But our boy remains calm, using a private sound transmission to secretly tell her something. Whatever he said, it worked because she backs down. To everyone else, our boy just plays it off with a lame excuse about going to get rich. The general gives him the green light, but tells him to be safe. The mission is a go. And so, our boy and his companions set off for soaring Phoenix Town, bidding farewell to the others. As they journey, the cawing of crows under the twilight sky adds an ominous feel to their mission. Upon arriving outside soaring Phoenix Town, they're horrified by what they see. The entire town is engulfed in a massive, blood-red array. Inside, there isn't a single living person, only heaps of bones. This wasn't a battle, it was a massacre. The situation is far more complex than they ever imagined. Meanwhile, back at the camp, the guy who got left behind is throwing a full-blown tantrum. "Young Master Yun, I was the first to follow you. Why didn't you bring me along? There has to be a limit to your favoritism. Look at this crybaby, it's actually hilarious." Inside the array, the scene is even more gruesome. Bodies of civilians and soldiers are scattered everywhere, with some even turned into zombie-like creatures. His companion is furious, cursing the enemy's cruelty. But our boy, he's completely unfazed, coldly stating, "My biggest concern right now is whether these people are truly dead." That's some ice-cold badassery right there. And right on cue, swarms of bugs burst out from the corpses, merging into a giant, grotesque monster. This thing just screams, bad news, radiating a sinister aura. Faced with a tidal wave of these bugs, his companion tries to play it cool, saying they're just hatchlings, but his face tells a different story. Our boy, however, is completely relaxed. Not to worry, he says. These ugly things don't have intelligence. They're just fun for killing. His companion is just blown away. He's just a martial warrior, but he took down 10 First Origin realm monsters with a single strike. That's the power of the protagonist plot armor, my friend. Better get used to it. While effortlessly slaughtering the monsters, our boy casually reminds his companion, don't get too flashy, save some energy for later. The level of casual flexing is just off the charts. He's showing off, and he knows it. They're clearing the mobs so fast that they trigger the boss monster. His companion panics, yelling, this bug has the power of the Two Forces realm. But before he can even finish his sentence, our boy has already frozen the Tier 2 monster solid in seconds. With the small fry out of the way, our boy starts sparring with his companion, giving him a live demonstration of true sword intent. This one-on-one training session is a massive level up for his friend. After the spar, our boy praises his companion, noting his sword intent is sharper than before and that a breakthrough is imminent. The companion is completely humbled and grateful. That's the confidence of a true master. But little do they know, they're being watched. While they were training, a group of powerful masters from the enemy Duskflame Empire has arrived. Look at these guys, all Martial King level experts. This is about to get really messy. The enemy lineup is stacked, and one of them, this bald dude with the blue tattoos, is revealed to be the very person who injured Xiao Qingwang years ago. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. A huge fight is definitely about to break out. The mystery of the Phoenix is about to be solved, but with so many powerful enemies gathering, can our boy make it out of this? Let's find out. And we're back. Over on the Duskflame Empire's side, this muscle-bound dude suddenly realizes that the 4 nasal bugs he placed in Soaring Phoenix Town have been killed. Someone just poked the hornet's nest, and now everyone is on high alert. The duo next to him scoffs at the news, dismissing them as just a few Tier 2 trash bugs. But the old man in charge senses something is off and orders one of them to handle it. Meanwhile, the beastly-looking guy who lost the bugs volunteers, screaming, those are my nasal bugs. I'll go. The bald guy warns them that Xiao Qingwang is also in town, fearing they might not be a match for him. But the old master is confident, believing Qingwang's old injuries have crippled his cultivation. Besides, they have an ace up their sleeve, the mystic cloud-shaking thunder roar. Meanwhile, our boy and his companion are walking up the mountain path when they run straight into the muscle-bound dude from before. He takes one look at their power levels, a 2-star martial lord and a 9-star martial warrior, and scoffs. The disdain on his face is palpable. This guy has a serious attitude problem, immediately starting to trash talk and getting ready to throw down. But before he can even make a move, his own summoned Thunder Beast goes wild and eats him. What a hilarious and unexpected plot twist. Turns out this Thunder Beast is the source of the mystic thunder blood our boy needs. Talk about a lucky break. After getting smacked around by his own spirit snake, the muscle dude furiously orders the beast to attack our boy first. He's basically serving up a gift on a silver platter. Faced with the raging beast, our boy isn't scared at all. Instead, he flashes a playful smile and coos, be a good little one, don't be nervous, the sheer confidence and calm control is just on another level. And then our boy just sits down and starts playing a song. You heard me right. He's taming the beast with music. Under the soothing melody, the ferocious thunder beast instantly calms down, its eyes filling with emotion. The power of music is real, folks. The muscle-bound owner is freaking out in the distance, screaming for his little guy. But the Thunder Beast has already been won over by our boy and is completely ignoring him now. Watching his ultimate trump card get turned against him, the dude's entire worldview shatters. His face is a mask of pure terror and confusion, his mind just screaming, Mother dollar asterisk carat %. What is this? This guy is still heartbroken over his ridiculously expensive pet getting stolen. But he has no idea that the real fight is just about to begin. Completely enraged, the muscle dude charges forward with his thunder-shaking Jade Flash Strike. But before he can even get close, our boy's companion draws his sword and effortlessly repels the attack. Not only was his attack blocked, but it was also completely devoured by this strange, red lotus energy. Now he's just dumbfounded. What kind of overpowered ability is this? Realizing he's outmatched, the guy screams for his beast to save him. But when he turns around, he sees our boy casually teaching the Thunder Beast how to roll over. The comedic timing is just perfect. The muscle dude tries to run, but it's too late. His companion unleashes his Lotus Sword song, and a massive pink lotus explodes, sending the guy's ally flying and screaming for his uncle to save him. Looking at his own rapid growth, the companion is filled with emotion. Just a month ago, he was a 7-star Grand Martial Master. Now, after following our boy, he's already a 3-star Martial Lord. That's a god-tier leveling speed. And on the other side, our boy has already befriended the 5th-tier beast. His companion's jaw drops. A 5th-tier beast taken care of just like that. Our boy's charisma is seriously on another level. With the Thunder Beast as their ride, getting into the mountains becomes a piece of cake. With a mighty roar, the beast plows through the forest, clearing a path for them. Now that's traveling in style. But it's not long before they encounter new enemies. This pair sees our boy riding the beast and are completely shocked. How did they even tame Brother Sue's little lion? These two are a nasty piece of work, immediately mocking our boy's clan and plotting to capture the Thunder Beast to drink its blood for a power-up. Talk about delusional. The purple-haired woman uses her Myriad Yurgu water ring to temporarily trap the beast. Thinking they've already won, they sneer, once a mutt, always a mutt. So easy to capture. But they're celebrating way too soon. The green-haired guy suddenly enters his demonified state, his power skyrocketing. Looks like he's getting serious. He warns our heroes, you should worry about your own lives instead of watching the show. It seems a brutal fight is about to go down. Facing the immense pressure of 2 martial lords, our heroes are in grave danger. Can they overcome this crisis? The chapter ends on this tense note. Thanks to the Scanlation team, and we'll see you next time.